My next guest has got a rematch. He's going to be taking on Alan Patrick coming up here at UFC Fight Night on October 23rd. It's Mason Jones joining me here on the program for the very first time. Mason, how's it going, man?
Yeah, really good. To be fair, I'm in an awesome place. My training's gone wonderful. My weight's in a really good place. I feel really, really good. And it's, 2.5 weeks until I fight. So
Yeah.
it's finally come around because it's been a while.
Yeah, was this the right amount of time off for you? Or were you trying to get in there a little bit sooner?
I asked to fight in August, then he was looking at September, and then I got pushed back to October. So it's been a while. I've been in fight camp since mid-June. So I fought June the 5th, and then I had 10 days. So June 15th, I started back into camp. So I've been in camp a while. It's been a minute, especially when I didn't really have much time off after my last one. So I am looking forward to getting this fight and really showing my full potential finally. Finally.
Yeah. No, I know. Obviously kind of a bummer what happened in that last one. Were there any other opponents offered, or was this always going to happen, the rematch?
To be fair, no. They threw some names around. We said yes to all of them. The first one didn't really work out. And then when they moved the date, they moved me away from the September date. They were like, October, would like rematch with Alan Patrick. And my first sort of thoughts after the fight were that I didn't want to wait around because he had the medical suspension from where I cut his eye with a head kick. I literally said I didn't want to wait for that to clear up. I wanted to get straight back in there. But when the time comes, do you know what I mean? It is a good fight for me. I proved in the first fight that I'm better in every area. And this fight, obviously, I can finally prove that the finish was coming. And make sure Alan doesn't make it out of that second round.
Don't want to get anyone in trouble by asking this, so I'm giving this as a disclaimer, but anyone you're allowed to mention that did not want to fight you, and anyone that you're allowed to speak about? I'll take that as a no. It's all good. I just have to ask anyways. Got to do my job, right? So
they offered me a guy who's also training at Team Alpha Male, and he's been there longer than me. But obviously, before even the gym thing comes into it, he's literally just had knee surgery. So like that name was out straight away. So when I spoke to my manager, who spoke to Sean, they literally said, "Look, the guy's injured," and then this was the second name that really come up. They did bounce another few names around if I didn't want the rematch, but I literally said straight away, I said, yeah, that's fine. Like I take whatever name's given. I've never really turned a name down. I'm happy to get in there and prove I'm the best.
Who have been some of your main training partners for this camp, helping you get ready for this fight?
Chris Gonzalez, Andre Feely, Max Griffin, Darren Elkins. There's a few. There's been some guys coming from CSA to train as well, and I've been going up to CSA a little bit, not as much in the last few weeks. I'm literally going today to San Francisco to pick my coach up. He's flying in from Wales to help finish off my camp, so that's my striking coach. So fingers crossed he makes it through border control, because knowing him, he'll end up saying the completely wrong things. The guy's so laid back. But to be fair, I've had really, really good preparation for this fight. Everything's gone super, super well. So I just got to finish off. I got another 2 weeks, and then we'll be in fight week.
How did you end up training at Team Alpha Male? What was the link there? How did you get connected with them?
So I went in 2018, I believe it was. A guy from my jiu-jitsu school, Nad Naramani, he fought in the UFC also. He was training out here, and I was looking at coming away and doing a camp abroad. So we looked at either Team Alpha Male or TriStar, because I had connections in both camps, or maybe ATT, because my coach had some connections in ATT. And to be fair, it just worked out well that I can't even remember the reason why we ended up going to Team Alpha Male. And to be fair, it just worked out so well. Like, we're on with so many of the fighters here, and there was such a good potential. Two camps, it just got better and better. Like, Max started training a lot more. There started to be a few more lightweights around the camp, and the lightweight and welterweight roster really started to build up. So to be fair, for me, Team Alpha Male is perfect at the moment for my preparation, and I get some good sparring. Also, you asked who else I've been sparring with, so big shout out to Mike Malott.
I was just going to bring him up. You know, Mike has a near and dear place to my heart. He's Canadian like I am, and Mike's a guy that's been on the cusp of the UFC for a while. So yeah, time of recording this, Mike's fighting tonight. Hopefully he gets the contract, but we'll see how that goes.
hopefully.
Yeah. He's a really good coach, though, from what I hear from everyone I talk to at Team Alpha Male. They just, rave about his coaching ability. And, he's also a pretty damn good fighter, too.
Yeah, to be fair, like I bounce a lot of things off him, so I do a lot of technical stuff with him and Andre Feely, and I bounce stuff back and forth, and really I was asking questions and ask him to look at things and ask him what they think I should be doing better, and yeah, Mike's the type of guy, like if he doesn't make it into the UFC, you're really gonna have that big question in your back of your mind to why, because the guy's more than good enough to make it in there. He had one fight in Bellator when he was younger, which didn't really go too well. But like I said, he was young at the time, and he's just been training and improving, and he's been so good. But it's just hadn't pulled the trigger. And then he had his CCFC fight back, which he won by a landslide, stopped the guy in the first round. And then this is the next fight to come about. So I'm super stoked for him, and I really can't wait to see him get what he deserves, which is a UFC contract.
Who's going to be in your corner for this fight?
Lyndon James, who I'm picking up from San Francisco Airport today. Greg Creel and Craig Ewers. So they're all the same corner I've had since my Cage Warriors days. They're all from the UK. So they're going to be flying out soon. To be fair, I'm happy with my corner. Like I said, I use Team Alpha Male for my sparring and the sparring partners and different things. But the main goal is going to be to get my coaches out to Team Alpha and help sort of just keep that going and keep everything flowing. And yeah, to be fair, I do love it out here, but I'm happy with my coaches I've got.
No, it makes sense. If it's not broken, don't try and fix it, right? Might as well keep things how they are. How do you see the fight playing out on October 23rd? How do you envision it playing out?
So I think, to be fair, I think Alan underestimated me in our last fight. I think he come in thinking it was going to be an easy fight, and he obviously went away with a surprise. I think he's going to be stronger, fitter, and he's going to be doing a lot of the same things, but just a little bit more. Like everything's going to be a bit crazier. There's going to be a bit more spins. He's going to be sort of trying to wrestle a bit more. And I can't see him changing his game too much, but I think he's going to definitely have added something to his game. So I'm preparing for a faster, sort of tougher version of the same fight I'd lost. And I just think I think that fight was coming close to be finished. I nearly finished him in the first. I should have finished him in the first. And that second round was going the same way. So I'm looking to get a highlight reel finish, but first and foremost, I'm looking just to get back in the win column finally and get my first UFC win.
Downtime. What's that looking like? I know you're busy. Obviously, you're in training camp. Do you have any other hobbies outside of fighting? I don't know if you're a video game guy. I don't know if you watch any other sports. What is Mason Jones outside the cage?
So I actually do have a lot of hobbies outside. I read a lot. I read a lot of fiction. I like to ride motorbikes, skydive, surf, snowboard, just loads of the cowboy-esque stuff that everyone's come to love. But in camp, I stay away from it all. I don't go out. I don't stay awake past certain times. I have bedtimes. I never drink. I don't touch anything like that. So for me, like in camp, I'm the most boring person ever. All I literally do is FaceTime my girlfriend, who I haven't really seen since since my last fight. I had 10 days home. We caught up then. So we've seen each other in the last 6 months, 10 days or 9 days. So I mainly just FaceTime her until she falls asleep, and then I get some training in, and then I read and go to sleep myself. So I'm the most boring man ever when it comes in the camp. So I'll be looking forward to having some downtime after this fight to get some skydiving in. Maybe if I can get a bonus this time, I really want to buy myself a motorbike, and I've got a big tax bill to pay off. So do you know what I mean? I'm boring at the moment, but like I said, the fight game is the most important thing to me, full stop. So avoiding injuries key. So like snowboarding and skydiving and surfing is all brilliant and fun, but they just can't risk it anymore. So live the boring life until my mid-30s, look to retire early, and then I can enjoy myself with a boatload of cash. Just got to build up my passives and secure some wins.
We weren't boring in this interview, Mason. Thanks so much for doing this, man. Great talking to you. If there's anyone you want to thank, any sponsors, any social media, I'll give you the last word.
Yeah, so big shout out to my sponsors, Tammy Fightwear, SD Sealants, Watches of Wales, P&P Builders, CCS Scaffolding. You know who you are. To be fair, like I have massive support from back home, and I'm always pushing for more. trying to sort of start some stuff and like I said, try and build some passive. So if you are looking for sponsorship, hit me up. I'd love to have a bit more support. But yeah, big shout out to my sponsors and a big shout out to my coaches, all in Team Alpha Male and back home. Everyone that's supporting back home. Like I said, I try and post on my YouTube and I try and post on my Instagram as much as possible. So check it out. Mason Jones 95 on Instagram and Mason Jones MMA on YouTube. They're my main two. And we try and keep you up to date with loads of behind the scenes and really show what goes on. The more we advance, the better it's getting. And hopefully next time I'm out here, I'll have someone to hold the camera a lot better. So I'm going to try to do it myself. But yeah, thanks for all the support and thanks for having me on.